Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. And we're going to be talking about the Arsenal captaincy role. Who exactly will become our next captain? But most importantly, on this podcast, because it is between me and you, who should become our next captain? There are a few candidates that we're going to be discussing in this video. So make sure you smash a like on the video and also subscribe. But in the comment section, give me your captain and give me the qualities that you feel he has that make him perfect for that role. Now, the candidates I've gone with Granit Xhaka, ex-Arsenal captain, Gabriel Magalhaes, one of the strongest centre backs that we have in the side. Aaron Ramsdale, our goalkeeper, really enthusiastic player about Arsenal. Saka, the most important player in Arsenal. Ben White, the most impressive defender that we've had. Kieran Tierney, my captain. Martin Odegaard, of course, he's been captain for a couple of times, and of course, captaining Norway as well. And Thomas Partey, the dynamite in our midfield. So those are the options I've gone for. Look, I could be wrong. You could add anyone in the comments below. So it is not a closed session. It is one where we will discuss and share a lot in the comments, right? So we're gonna do it in this way. I've gone with these 4 categories. 1, no chance. 2, yeah, maybe he can try. 3, he can be a vice captain. And 4, perfect for the captaincy role. That is what I've decided to go for. Make sure you join me in the comments and we discuss this. Straight off, we go into it, and we start off with Granit Xhaka. No chance, people. No chance. This is my opinion. Listen before you argue. This is my opinion about him. I think Xhaka is has been a very important player for us, and he's really improved a lot in terms of his discipline and in terms of I think general importance to the team. I don't think this season he's received a lot of criticism like in the previous seasons. And Mikel Arteta spoke about it and said he's happy at the side. And look, when asked about the situation, Xhaka said he is really convinced that he can actually take on the armband. But why I'm saying no chance, absolutely no chance. Yes, he's a leader. He's one of those players that have been, at this side, Arsenal side for some time, and brings that kind of Jordan Henderson, Milner vibe, the kind of experience. I know this situation. He can drive us through certain situations with his experience. But what happened, what he did, lads, should not be forgotten. We've forgotten and forgiven a couple of things with Granit Xhaka, but at least the standards, the non-negotiables on who should be Arsenal captain, and the level of discipline and the level of commitment, not only to the project but to the team, should stay. Right? So for me, Xhaka, I would love him to become captain if he had a clean slate. But there is no way he gets a clean slate on that captaincy role. There is no way he gets a clean slate. Look, we are not sure. At times he loses his head, and we're not sure that is never going to happen again. But then also, remember, even if he doesn't lose his head, how will people look at it? How the hell do you banish Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, strip him of the captaincy and banish him, and then Xhaka, who committed almost the same indiscipline, is stripped of the captaincy, and then only to get it some time later? So Xhaka, lads, no. Would be a very, very good player as captain if he had a clean slate. But for me, on my side, he doesn't get a clean slate. So for Xhaka, I've gone with no chance. Absolutely no chance. Gabriel Magalhaes can try. Yeah, can try. I think many people, including me, like Gabriel a lot. But I've not yet seen the leadership skills in him to lead the whole team. I think he talks a lot. I think he commands that defense very, very well. And the level at which he organizes them, especially when he has Kieran Tierney and Tomiyasu and Ben White, players who understand him and players who are willing to listen to him, he's been magnificent. The levels have been absolutely magnificent. but I do not really figure Arsenal as like coming onto the pitch and Gabriel is our captain. I don't see that passion in him. Yes, he scored a couple of goals for us in the Premier League, 4 important goals. And how many points has he collected for us this season? Around 9 points. Because you have to remember that goal against Wolves, vital goal. You have that vital goal against West Ham at the Upton Park, away from home. And then you have that goal against Leicester as well. So I think, honestly, to how important he is as a player, if we are going by how important he is, and he has been this season, I would definitely give it to him. He's one of those players that also can play 38 games in a campaign. And that is very, very key for your leader to be always around. You don't want a captain who's on and off. You want a captain who's always there. So Gabriel has got some qualities. He's got, he ticks some boxes. But generally, for me to allow him and take him in as my captain, I think he needs 2 more years to prove to me. At the moment, he can try, but there are better options above him. So I'll definitely not take him, I will not take him into that vice role or perfect. Aaron Ramsdale. This one is a tricky one. I mean, I need to know what you think about Ramsdale and the captaincy. Is he one where you think Cossy, he goes straight up here in perfect, or is it one where you say just drop him to vice, right? I mean, let us first put him into the vice here for a minute, and I'll tell you my reasons. I think Ramsdale will be Arsenal captain and probably England captain at some point in time, right? The only reason as to why I would not give him the captaincy is the fact that, he's coming from Sheffield at a hefty price for a goalkeeper. He's really, really done well. And I wouldn't want to burden him. I wouldn't want to add that another load of him being Arsenal captain. While many people are still looking at him and they believe, they're not yet really convinced. I'll just give him 2 more years to be, to do his thing, get into the side, become a full Arsenal player in the minds of the rivals, in the minds of the pundits, and then probably I could elevate him to captain. But for now, I would leave him as a very, very good vice captain. Because, look, if there is a player as passionate as Ramsdale in that Arsenal side, that one doesn't exist. Passion. Have you looked at the way he celebrates? Have you looked at the way he gets angered when we concede? Have you looked at the pain when we don't walk away with 3 points? Have you looked at him running the whole, length of the pitch when Arsenal win, when Arsenal score? He's so passionate, and for me, that is the starting point. You need to love you need to love the club. You need to love your job, and he loves his job, and he loves this club. I mean, we are lucky to have him. He's lucky to be in Arsenal, honestly, but we are also lucky to have him. So I'd put him in that vice role, but not for so long, right? Not for so long. Just let him be for 1 or 2 more seasons, and then if he keeps up the passion, if he doesn't get comfortable, if he keeps up wanting and demanding from his backline, from his midfielders, from his team, you can make him captain. I will not have a problem. And then the other thing I would love to mention about Aaron Ramsdale, he is committed to the project. He's one player among all these Arsenal players, everyone can leave. But I look at Ramsdale as a goalkeeper who has found his final destination. He's gonna be here. He can't be here for 10 years unless his form drops and falls off a cliff, which I don't think it will, because we are going to get better and better as a side. So he's gonna be here. He's committed to the long-term cause. He loves the club. He loves the environment. I'll definitely make him captain, but for now, only vice captain. Now, controversy. Bukayo Saka. Saka. I'm sorry. Can try. No chance. Can try. No chance. Bukayo Saka, no chance. Bukayo Saka, no chance, lads. I don't see it in him. I mean, look, forget all this bullshit of Arsenal giving players the captaincy because they're the best performers and everything like that. If you are looking at if you're ranking Arsenal captains and captain figures, Saka, no chance. Absolutely no chance. And the only reason for me that he's made it to this list is because he's our best performer. Just imagine if Saka was like Nicola Pepe. Would we really even have him in this debate? Would he be around there in this debate? I didn't include Emil Smith-Rowe here because I don't think he's going to be that much of a regular. But Saka, he is a regular. He loves Arsenal. He will probably commit to the long-term cause, like he can play for Arsenal for 10 years. I don't see the leadership in him. Yes, many of you are going to say, oh, Cossy, he has taken us from zero grass to grace. How can you say that? I understand. But we want a captain that really is a captain. I think this armband is also something heavy. I think if you gave it to Saka, you would actually affect his game. That is something we do not want. His numbers are increasing and progressing day in, day out, season in, season out. You just want him to get 20 goal involvements next season, and then the season after that, 30 goal involvements. Keep the armband away from him. Like, back the hell off. Just back off. Saka, no. Not because it's not good, not because he doesn't love this Arsenal side, but for me, I would rather keep it away from him. And the qualities of a good leader, not yet there. I'm not yet that convinced. Ben White, signed from the summer. I don't know with Ben. Gonna put him here. Vice. Ben White is one of those players that are also very, very very, very reliable and durable. Can play for you 38 games in a campaign. Again, the fact that he's English convinces me the more that to make a transfer move, especially the fact that he's signed for 50 million, to make a transfer move from Arsenal as a player who's really developing very well, it will be difficult. So I can trust him. I know he's going to be here for 5-7 years and more. Does he have the leadership qualities? I think he does. I don't think he's a very, very quiet guy. I think he has a commanding presence. And the fact that he's a centre-back, I just love captains who are centre-backs. I don't know why, but I just love captains who are centre-backs. I would make him vice president. And the reason, yes, of course, you still have that 50 million price tag. It's not going to go away in one season. Just look at Harry Maguire and how he's battling it out with that 80 million price tag. So you just don't want to, put a lot of pressure on him. Just probably could make, you could make him vice captain. And after that, if he does well, you could elevate him to full captain. But I think he's okay. I think he's a good player. I think he's got those qualities, right? I think he's got the qualities, at least some of them. And of course, all these players are very, very young lads. They're developing they're developing more and more day in, day out. You don't just expect them to blow into full captains. You don't expect them to become a Steven Gerrard or a Jordan Henderson overnight. It will take time, and they will need that time. Kieran Tierney, my captain. Perfect. There's no question. Okay. This is it, lads. This is it. And I'm going to disappoint me and many of you, right? Kieran Tierney is a perfect candidate for the Arsenal captaincy. But if you look at the number of games he is averaging per season, I've got to make him the leading contender as a vice captain. I don't know, because this is not his fault. There is no player who wants to be out of action. So I cannot really say, oh, he's not even playing football anyway. He's good. He is okay, right? I think attitude, the level at which he can, organize, his fellow teammates, the zeal he provides with the team, the quality as well. My only problem with Tierney, can he be fit for some 10, 20, 30 games, for Christ's sake? Can he be fit for 30 games? If he can, I got no problem with that. I really have no problem with that. But Kieran Tierney, first choice vice captain. I wanted to make him captain there, but those games I'm not really that convinced. Martin Odegaard, perfect. This one is a no-brainer. We've seen him in this Arsenal captain role for some time now, and he's one of those players that I always notice like pointing, and not pointing to where he wants the ball only, but he's also pointing to where other players should be, depending on the situation that is prevailing. When we are on the ball, and when we are off the ball, I think he's amazing. As a young player, this is his first full season at Arsenal. But I think when you look at him, on the occasions he's been given that Arsenal captaincy role, he doesn't look burdened. I hope I'm right. He doesn't look burdened. He looks okay. He feels, it looks like, okay, I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with it. You could give it to me. And look, I don't think it's one because he's having it at Norway. I think he already has that level of experience. So I would give it to him. Perfectly well. Thomas Partey. Where do we put Partey? Where do we put Thomas Partey? I mean, he's been very key for Arsenal. Very key. I think he can be a very, very good captain. By the way, he's gonna get improving like fine wine. He's also one player that has that. I think he's got that. He's got that. Edge advantage, like the experience he brings onto the table. I know his fellow players believe in him and trust him, but as well for Arsenal, he's not playing as much. He's really not playing as much. I would have already put him in that perfect category, but again, he's always on the sidelines. That's my problem with him. He's always on the sidelines. So Thomas Partey, no chance. No, can try. I don't think. Vice. Yeah, I would make him vice. Just to make sure that even if he's not around, you have a captain who is very, very durable, and you have a captain who can play more games. I hope I'm right. Let's continue this chat in the comment box. Do you think I'm right? If you don't think I'm right, let me know in the comment box, and let me know who should Arsenal appoint as next captain. And Cossy will speak to you in the next one. Speak to you very, very soon.